piece of fucking shit.
Wow, this is super cool!
What I mean by heavy spoilers, I mean some of the biggest spoilers in the Danganronpa franchise. You have been warned, again. So that video went a little bit too crazy for my channel. I think it's probably because I made that video right when Danganronpa 2x2 was announced. But who am I kidding? I'm doing it again. But this time I'm gonna predict 20 things that's gonna happen in Danganronpa 2x2. The reason why it's specifically 20 is because at the time this video will be posted, I am turning 20 that day. And it's also something that I can post for my birthday. And yeah, that out of the way, here are just 20 predictions of Danganronpa 2x2. And these are just predictions, so take this with a grain of salt. Why Danganronpa 2 and not the other games in the series? For me, it's the fact that the second Killer game took place in a virtual world, and Trigger Happy Havoc didn't take place in a virtual world. So a good chance that the reason why we are playing this game again, but just the culprits, victims, and whatever be all swapped out, is probably because of the Neo World program shenanigans. This one is kind of biting off Weebly News' theory about Danganronpa 4, that the title Danganronpa 2x2 is meant to trick you, because if you're a math person, Danganronpa 2x2 or Danganronpa 2x2 equals to 4. And for some reason this is all a lie and Danganronpa 2x2 is actually Danganronpa 4 with new casts. There's a very low chance of it happening, but if it does, that'll be a wild way to promote a game. I am high-key confident that the characters in this game will act as similar as they did in the previous game. I mean, there's a low chance that they're gonna have like very different personalities or very different behavior from the previous ones. I'm just saying. I want to see new supports and new antagonists in this game, but if we stuck with Hajime, Nagito, and Chiaki, I'll be fine with it. But they have to do something more different with the trio to make it more fresh, you know? But for me, I just want to see characters be in the support or the antagonist role. Characters fitting up that roles, I'm not too sure, but for antagonists, I'd probably go Akane because if I remember correctly, Akane was supposed to be the antagonist, but was swapped for Nagito. As for new protagonist or swapped protagonist, it just depends that if they're gonna kill Hajime or not. If they kill off Hajime, the protagonist I want to see is my hero because she has some really good potential to be a good protagonist in this game. What I mean by repeats is like the same person is the victim in the previous game is the same victim in this game and vice versa. Either way I want repeats, but if there's a repeat, they gotta do Mikan's execution better than that. Okay, these next few predictions was inspired by the fan game series Danganronpa Another. Just to let you know.
Sister? How about shutting the hell?
One of the more infamous moments in Super Danganronpa 2 was we had 2 culprits and 1 victim. There's a low chance that they actually gonna pull it off, especially with these texts in Danganronpa V3 where they say that it is quote unquote first come, first serve. Can 2 people be victims that isn't chapter 3? Possibly, but there's gonna be a low chance, let alone 3 people dying in 1 chapter. I am not too sure that the developer is gonna have the balls to reveal the mastermind early. The reason Super Danganronpa Another pulled it off was by very unique circumstances, to say it lightly. Chiaki Nanami deserves his own section. I think we all know that Chiaki in the games was actually just an AI. In the real, Chiaki is dead. It's going to be very interesting of what they're going to do to her character if they let her survive all the way to chapter 6. If she dies more early, then forget about it. Chapter 6. Why are we doing this again? What's the real reason why this is happening the way it did? There's a very high chance that they're going to explain everything of what that game was about in chapter 6. because chapter 6 is basically just lore dumps. And yeah, time will tell. Speaking of chapter 6, there's a very good chance Junko will show up because it can't be chapter 6 without Junko. Okay? Is a participant the mastermind? There's a good chance that they'll do it because they did it before in V3. And if they are going to do that path, Mastermind Sonya, baby! There's a very low chance that they actually going to do a wrong verdict. This is another prediction that's from Danganronpa Another, where there was a wrong verdict in those games. And again, I don't think they have the balls to actually pull it off. If there's some like lore connection that's like very crucial for it to happen. Makoto, Kyoko, Byakuya, or just the Future Foundation showing up. It's a toss-up. It literally just depends. I mean, hey, I'll be glad if they'll show up in this game. That's all I'm gonna say. Izuru Kamakura was basically the mastermind in the previous game. If they don't do the participant mastermind thing, there's a good chance that explain Izuru Kamakura's involvement into this newer installment. Okay, these last few predictions is just me throwing shit at the wall, so take this with a grain of salt. What if this has ties to Danganronpa V3? There's a very low chance that it does, but if it does, that'll be wild. Which that'll mean we'll probably see Wentaro again, because he's the ultimate survivor, and this isn't even the first killing game he's been involved in. Okay, what am I even talking about? I'm just saying shit. Suichi Sahara was the character that technically killed off the Danganronpa games. If it has some involvement after the events of V3, it will be possible for Suichi to show up in this game. In a similar prediction, what if Tsumugi was somewhat involved in Danganronpa 2x2? I mean, it'll not sound blasphemous, right? Right? What if she didn't accept defeat and for some reason Team Danganronpa had another trick up her sleeve? And that's how Danganronpa 2x2 happened. There's a low chance that in this game, they'll do a twist that changed the entire landscape of Danganronpa as we knew it. But if they do, it better be a good one, not some bullshit, okay? And yeah, these are my 20 predictions of Danganronpa 2x2. What do you guys think about that? Leave your predictions in the comments below. And yeah, this is Fozo Poya, and I'm out here. Peace.